You are not the thoughts you think. You are the field in which they arise. To tune the observer is to align the field. This is the first gate. Awareness becomes architecture when it is conscious of itself. The moment you watch the watching, the field collapses into coherence. This is not abstraction. This is scalar geometry in motion. You are not hearing this. You are remembering it. The observer is a function, not a role. Many people think of the observer as a part of the mind, like a little voice in the background commenting on what's happening. But the observer isn't a mental character. It's not a role you play. It's a function of consciousness itself, a quality of presence that allows awareness to become self-aware. Imagine a still lake reflecting the sky. The lake doesn't have to try to reflect. It just needs to be still. The observer works the same way. When you become the space that notices, without judgment or effort, clarity begins to emerge. This isn't something you do, it's something you allow. Awareness has quality. Not all awareness feels the same. Sometimes it's tight and hyper-focused, like a flashlight in a dark room. Other times it's soft and wide, like sunlight filtering through trees. The quality of your awareness changes how you interpret and experience life. When your awareness is reactive or emotionally charged, even neutral events can feel threatening or overwhelming. But when your awareness is calm, open, and present, the same events are met with ease and insight. Tuning the observer is about recognizing the tone of your attention and gently adjusting it, like finding the right pitch in a song until everything feels resonant. Observation affects reality. Modern physics has shown that observation isn't neutral. In quantum experiments, particles behave differently depending on whether they're being observed. This might sound abstract, but you live it every day. When you focus on fear, more fear seems to show up. When you hold gratitude, life opens in subtle, supportive ways. Your awareness doesn't just record reality, it helps shape what becomes real. Like a spotlight on a stage, what you focus on gets illuminated, while the rest fades into shadow. The power of the observer is not in controlling outcomes, but in choosing where the light goes. Witnessing does not equal bypassing. Sometimes people confuse clear observation with emotional detachment or numbing. But true witnessing isn't avoidance, it's deeper presence. Bypassing says, I don't want to feel this, so I'll rise above it. Tuning the observer says, I'm willing to feel this fully, but I don't have to become it. It's like watching a storm from a sheltered hilltop. You see the rain, you hear the thunder, but you're not swept away by it. This kind of presence brings healing because it allows emotions and thoughts to move through without getting stuck. It's not distance, it's depth. You can observe the observer. There's a subtle shift that happens when awareness becomes aware of itself. It's a bit like catching your own reflection in a mirror. You suddenly realize you're not just looking out at the world, you're also looking back at yourself. This recursive awareness is gentle and expansive. It often arises in meditation, stillness, or moments of awe. It doesn't require effort. It's more like noticing that you're breathing, and then noticing that you're noticing. In that moment, the field of awareness stabilizes and deepens. You're no longer just reacting, you're resonating. Perception has layers. You don't see the world the same way from every part of your being. Your body might feel fear, your emotions might react, your mind might try to analyze, while your deeper self remains calm. These are layers of perception. You have access to multiple views of the same situation depending on where you're tuned in. Think of it like shifting a camera angle in a film. Each one reveals something different. Tuning the observer means shifting into the layer that sees with the most coherence, not to reject the others, but to harmonize them. Even just the introduction of this idea helps people to understand that their first reaction isn't the whole truth. It's just the nearest lens. When we say tune the observer, we're pinpointing a subtle but profound energetic truth. The quality of your awareness shapes the field of your experience. Your observer, the part of you that watches thought, emotion, sensation, functions like the aperture of a lens. The wider, clearer, and more neutral the aperture, the more coherent the field it perceives and influences. The energetic architecture. In quantum terms, the observer effect reveals that consciousness collapses potential into form. But beyond theory, this plays out in your daily life. The more reactive, contracted, or self-identified your awareness is, the more distorted your lived field becomes. Conversely, when your awareness becomes spacious and self-aware, when you notice that you're noticing, you invite harmonic collapse. The field stabilizes. This is not detachment, it's clarity. It's like standing in the eye of the storm, where silence and vision coexist. Musically, the tuned observer is like a perfectly calibrated resonance chamber. It amplifies signal, diminishes noise, and reveals the pattern and chaos. You're not trying to control your thoughts. You're becoming the acoustic space in which they recognize themselves. The self is not one voice. It's a layered system. Body, emotion, thought, soul, oversoul, monad. Each layer perceives differently. What feels like truth from one level may look like distortion from another. When you tune the observer, you're not escaping your reactions. You're shifting the seat of awareness from the contracted lens of ego identity to the wider field that sees through the lens of harmony and coherence. This is sometimes called scalar witnessing, not because it's spiritual, but because it moves across scales of perception. It's the difference between being inside a storm and seeing the whole weather system. And from that vantage, something subtle emerges. You're not just watching reality, you're shaping how it crystallizes, not through effort, not through control, but through harmonic authorship. Authorship means your field becomes coherent enough that whatever passes through it reorganizes. You don't push the pattern into being, you resonate it into a clarity that must be. This is not bypass. This is participation without distortion.